Beautiful. I am surrounded by the most courageous women, and you're counted in that number. I want you to know Marcy, who retired a while back, had worked for the U.S. Post Office as a supervisor for many years, over 30 years, I think. And she retired and moved here and went to back to school, sort of like me, and for accounting. But her passion was music. How many of you know sometimes we're on one road and we have the courage then to change roads? And this is her very first performance. So, yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. So, I just want to tell you all a little bit about me. And so, my story is very important to why we are here. And I believe that I am a mirror in the world. I'm here to show and mirror back to people their brilliance, their beauty, their abilities, their power. And for those who have had very traumatic experiences in life, as I go through mine, you're going to understand. I am a witness that no matter what you have been through in life, you can live anew. So, very quickly about my story, I'm not going to go into all the detail. If you read some of the email, you know. Yes, I only got a few minutes. Danny is my timekeeper. She's going to keep me on schedule today. Thank you, Danny. So I'm going to give you the short version. My husband and I were married 30 years, and we had visited the islands about 8 times, and this was home from the second I landed. And I never wanted to go back. I always wanted to stay. So he said, one of these days we'll retire and make it happen. So I had gone blind in my right eye and stopped working, and it's like, okay, this is a perfect time. So the end of 2017, he went into the hospital for an elective surgery. They committed a medical error, which left him fighting for his life. They had to put him in a coma, and he lived for 3 months. The reason he lived that long is because he didn't want to leave me. He didn't. And one night he called me to his bed. Was in the hospital the full 3 months. And he said, listen, if I don't make it, I'm like, no, no, not listening to that. You've been okay this long. We're going to make it and you'll be all right. He said, listen, if I don't make it, some things I need you to do. Number one, I need you to go home to Hawaii. Don't worry where you're going to live, what you're going to do, who your family, just go. I will provide the best family, the best friends for you. I'm like, I don't like people. I'm not a peopler. I don't need people. I want to sit on the beach with a blue Hawaiian and just chill out. He said, no, second thing I want you to do is I want you to go back to school and go all the way to get your PhD. I said, okay, you're crazy. I had all of my life as I was growing up as a little girl, I wanted to get my PhD in psychology. And that's all I wanted to do my first semester in college. I got pregnant and dropped out. And I tried to go back to school 6 times. I only got about 18 credits. By the time I was 35, that PhD dream was sitting on the shelf back, never was going to be pulled out. He said, no, you're going to pull that out. I said, I'm 60 years old. I'm blind. My knee is all messed up. I hate math and science. I've got 18 credits towards an AA. And you think I'm about to go to school all the way for my PhD. He said, yes, not only are you going to do it, you're going to do it with honors. Then he said, I want you to write the books. I want you to speak. I want you to share what we have been through. I want you to share about soul healing. And as I get into my story later, you'll understand. And I made him the promise because I didn't think I was going to have to keep it. I didn't. 10 days later, he died. And I came home healed. My mom passed away the same day I got here, so I was a mess for about a whole year. And then guess what I did? I got up. Was it easy? No. But I got up. Guess what I did? Moved. I was on Hawaii, Big Island first. Moved over here, enrolled in Maui, completed my AA in 1 year. Manoa, graduated, dual BAs. While I was here, honor roll every year. Manoa, dual degrees, cum laude. Who said it? He said it. I worked to do it. And my story was so inspirational, they chose me to give the commencement address. 10,000 people stood up and gave me a standing ovation. And as I was walking out trying to get to my family and friends, I know I've gone over my minute, I'm getting ready to get up. As I was making my way to where my family and friends, so many of them came to celebrate with me. People coming up to me, students, adults, teachers, professors. You made me believe again. I saw you do it, and I know I can too. Women coming up and say, I'm 60, but I said, you got this. Young kids with degrees, I don't know what I'm gonna do with my life, but you made me believe. So that is the power of us. That's the power of you. Was it easy to do all of those things I did? No, I was carrying 6 classes through some of those terms. I graduated in 2 years what it takes 3, because I was determined. So we're gonna talk about that. We're gonna get into it. All right, let's do it. Thank you to the most amazing people. Tishri right here got she got it up. So thank you, Tishri. They had to go through some things. And Carrie, raise your hand, Carrie. Yep. That's my Hanai daughter. Yep, they got it working. All right. Well, we're going to get ready to, I'm getting ready to get laid. Yeah? How many of y'all like to get laid? Oh, thank you so much. I got a lot of it to move around. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Love you. This is Danny. Danny and I were students together at Manoa. She is one of the most brilliant people I've ever met in my life. It has been, going back to school wasn't just going to get a degree. It was the fellowship and the relationships. She mentored me, I mentored her. Yep. It's amazing when you have, my cousin, where's my cousin? She has a nonprofit called Circles Matter, right? Circles Matter. They do. Thank you. I appreciate you, sweetie. You guys can get to meet all of the Soul Dope team. I appreciate them so much. So I think I'm gonna get started, and if we could go back a little bit to that sexy man. No, back a little bit more. I want to go to, yes. Oh, I need the mic. Thank you. Thank you, Tori. They're gonna keep me on track. I want to go back to a picture that is of me and right there. Look at that cute little girl. The picture is 60-something years old, so, but I want to start my story here. And I'm going to talk about a couple of things. Danny, could you do me a favor, sweetheart? And my little circles, if you could stand them, they're right over here. I put them behind the banner stand. And if you could just put them right here, because I'm going to need to talk to them. Move this back a little bit. Yeah, I want, where's the black one? I want that one on that side. on the, put it where it kind of stands up. There we go. Yep. Then I want that one next. Yep. And those two. Yep. I'm a teacher, so you guys know teachers like lessons, right? So one of the things in the recreating the life you really want, I know what this means personally. So I'm going to share very quickly some very intimate details of my life. And I do it because it's helpful, number one. It helped me connect dots. Um, but it's also important that as you today begin to listen to those stories, that you see if you find yourself in there, where you can connect dots for yourself. One of the reasons why it is vitally important is because, as I said, I did not like people. And when my husband said, write the books, tell the stories that we journeyed through, soul healing to the world. And I was like, nope, don't want that. But one thing that happens when you go inside and begin to heal, you recognize it's all about you. Everything. It's all about you. And then once you can start figuring out that it's all about you and you can do the work, then you recognize that it's not even about you. It's about others in the world who you've been called to use your superpowers and your gifts and your experiences of healing to help them heal. How many of you know the world needs to be healed? Oh my God. We suffer in so many ways. So I'm going to get into my story and connect some dots. So I was born to this amazing man right here. Incredible man. Great mentor. Did so many things, traveled around the world, assemblyman in politics, managers of thrifty drug stores. He was a black man who was not supposed to be born in Arkansas, but he said, guess what? You can't stop me. And he had that bold determination, and I think I got a piece of that from him. But my dad was also the worst father in the world. He was the best mentor. People loved him. Many people came and sat at his table. Magic Johnson, one of them. Stevie, every star you could think of. When OJ got out of prison, jail, he came to my dad's restaurant. He was just known for what he did. He created community in the restaurant, but just a father who did not care. So I'm gonna share 4 of my life experiences with my dad. They're all important to connect the dots. I'm gonna connect dots down there. When I was about 5 years old, one thing my dad and my mom let me do was talk. How many of you guys know I like to talk? We were riding in a car one night, and my dad said, I was just yabbing like I did. I was a very unique child. I did not play with dolls. I sat outside and talked to the universe. How many of you have ever done that? Just as a child. That's who I was. And so I was yabbing in the back seat, and my dad told me to shut up. They were having a disagreement about something. I took it personal. And guess what I did? I shut up. Guess how long I shut up for? 35 years. That little girl sat in the back seat, said, it's not safe to speak. So I'll be quiet. Because how many of you know when your dads tell you something, it kind of sticks? Mm-hmm. Second experience I'm going to talk about with my dad. My mom and my dad was, you know the song Papa Was a Rolling Stone? Mm-hmm. That was my dad. My dad made up his mind that he was going to get into politics, and he figured the fastest way to do that was to marry a socialite. So while he was married to my mom, he started dating this woman who was very wealthy and could put him where he wanted to be. Well, guess what he did? He took me with him when he went to cheat with her. And they would sit me in the front room, and they go to the bedroom. Now, how many of you know I'm probably then about 8? I'm in tune. I know what's going on. And on this record player, the lady had this song playing called "When the Hunter Gets Captured by His Game." And when we left there, my dad did that probably about 5 or 6 times. That was his excuse to go. And when we were riding back, he said, "Don't tell your mom where we were." You already see I'm being set up, right? I'm voiceless, I can't speak. I'm involved in adultery against my mom. I'm a partner to it. And a man is not to be trusted. Next experience, these are not my experiences with my dad, but my next experience with my dad. My mom, after 10 years of marriage, and I was about 10 then, she decided she had enough. She divorced him. She served him papers. And my mom came and woke me up and said, "Your dad is leaving." Her mouth was busted. She was bleeding. My dad, even though, whatever, he's my whole world. So I go running out to the carport, begging him not to leave. He's angry. So I'm taking it personal that he's angry at me. He says, "Get yourself back in the house." And he drives, and the street, he turned, and the headlights went that way. And I made a vow. I didn't understand that I did. Many years later, I did. I said, "I'll never trust another man ever again," because the heartbreak was too deep. Okay. Then mom's gone. She's doing her thing, and my mother was an amazing woman. I thank God for her. I'm about 12, and one of the things my mom did, she was always like a size 8. She's very small. My dad was controlling about her weight issues. She had to hide grapes. That's how bad it was. When she left him, she ate everything she wanted. And ice cream was our favorite thing. So I started eating. What was to eat? Food. Food was comfort. Food wasn't going to divorce me. Food wasn't going to take me to cheat. And I grew, that little girl, she grew up. And I was about 12. I was about 5 pounds overweight. And my dad came by and said, "That's just disgusting. You're not beautiful. No one's ever going to love you because you're fat." There we go. I have another one. Okay. So you see kind of the picture I'm painting. So by the time I get about 35, when I meet my husband, all of these things have worked their way in me. I started to deal with some of it, but it's still there. So deep, the vows, the hurt, the pain. My core beliefs were messed up. First thing I always thought, I'm always going to be abandoned. That's my number one core. I'm going to always be abandoned. Number 2, I'm unlovable because my daddy told me so. Number 3, I got to be unworthy. Now, I tried to dress it up and be cute and think, okay, you look good. But on the inside, all of those things were still working. So I told all of that. I'm going to finish the rest of the story later, and it's not long. But this right here is what I want to talk about. Danny, give me 5 minutes, 10 minutes, because I got to call my other speakers on. So, there she is. Baby, I'm good? Okay, thank you, I'm good. Danny said I'm good. So this is important. This right here is us. This is us. Let me tell you how this is us. First of all, this represents, I know it's kind of small, but it represents the universe. It represents God. It represents the creator, the divine. And I know it's huge, but I just got it as this little thing I want you to see right here. Right? Everybody see that? Now, most of us probably believe in something, you know? And if you've read my Soul Dope website, I don't tell people what to believe. I know what I believe, but you have to trust what you believe. So let's say we believe that there's a creator, a God, a source. We came from that source. How many of you believe that? Who believes you came from that source? I'm going to throw another one on you. I want to hear your answer. Everything the divine is, you are. Is that true? Do you act like it? Everything, not some things. You came from that. Everything. So let me ask a question. Whether you call it divine, God, source, creator, is that loving? Is that source loving? Is that source all powerful? Is that source all creative? Is it unlimited? Does it have all possibilities of whatever it decides to do? So the Bible says that the Word became flesh. The world became flesh. The Word became flesh. Ooh. Creator became flesh. God's source became flesh. This is you, the soul. Wait. That is spirit. This is your spirit. So everything God is, you are. Everything divine is, you are. Come here, beautiful lady in the blue. Okay, turn around. Hold that out. Put that in front of you. Is Tara. Doesn't Tara look beautiful? She's such a beauty. So Tara is spirit. Will we say? Tara is spirit. Will we say that? God is spirit, and God became flesh. Tara is spirit. So let me ask you a trick question. If Tara is spirit, this spirit, and she's everything God is she unworthy? Is she unlovable? Is she a failure? Must she shrink a little small? Must she settle? Because she is what? She is spirit. Okay, put that right back there. You spirit, girl, don't forget that. I try to remember. You're spirit. Okay. She's spirit, but she got a soul. Daddy, come. You're going to be the soul for a minute. Come on, be the soul for a minute. Pick that up right there. Put that, right there. Okay, so we got the divine, and we got that we are a spirit. We have a soul. Most of the time, we think this is who we are. How many of you talk small? You ain't got to raise your hand. How many of you talk small to yourself? Oh, here you go again. You did the dumb shit again. I cuss every once in a while. Y'all be okay? Y'all be okay? Okay. No, I can't do that. I can't apply for that job. Mm-mm. No, mm-mm. My last relationship, nope, not doing that again. Ooh, start a business. Oh, no. I don't have what it needs. And we think that this is who we are. We have a soul. Now, let me tell you very briefly, I'm going to hit it quick, what's in here. Because you'll read my book in January, The Soul Hotel. I call this the Soul Hotel because guess what's in here? Yeah, we know our mind, we know our subconscious, we know all of that. Our memories, our experiences, our core beliefs are locked in rooms. Guess what a room was? When my daddy told me to shut up, a whole lot of things happened in that room, shut me down for a long time. When he had me cheating with him, that's in the room. I learned something about him, man, me, everything. You understand? That all lives in here. And we think just because we pray or we meditate once in a while that this is all right. It ain't all right. That's our problem. That's why I focus on this. That's why it's so dope. Because this is what we have to change. What we have to do is let it evolve back to the truth that we are this. All right, put that down for me, because that's a focus. Okay, who I'm calling on next? Come on, Cornelia. You see me looking at you. Come on, pretty girl. Pick that one up right there. Y'all take a guess at what that one is. That's the body. That's the body. And a lot of us think we this too. I think I'm this sometimes. I'm beautiful today because I choose to be. I see myself as beautiful. It was a time I would dress up, look cute, but still didn't feel it. Oh, I'm beautiful today. But we are not this. We should take care of it, be good stewards over it, but we are not this. Now, how do we operate the spirit, our soul, through the body, right? So we're going to talk about it a little later. So who are you, though? Thank you, sweetie. Appreciate you. Who are you? Because that's where your identity is. Now, there are reasons why in this world we identify as certain things. But if that identity doesn't surrender to this, we're in trouble. If we're spending all of our time over here, we're in trouble. So when it comes to recreating the life you really want, you got to remember who you are. Because if you said this is unlimited, then you are. When my husband told me go back to school, I'm like, I can't do that. Guess what I did? That. And did I tell y'all I'm enrolled in my master's program? Oh, no, I'm not stopping. All the way to the PhD. Well, doctorate first. Where is Professor Jennifer? Dr. Jennifer. Dr. Jennifer, she and I sat on the plane. I was going over to Oahu. Was I going for my graduation to do the speech? She sat right next to me on the plane. And I told her, she asked me about my tattoo. I'll take my jacket off later so you can see it. And she asked me about my tattoo, and we started talking. And she told me there was a difference between a doctorate and a PhD. I was like, what? Yeah, so I'm doing my doctorate first, then my PhD if I decide to. But yeah, so that's what I want when we talk about recreating, right? You have to remember you're this. Now, how do you remember you're this? How? How do you remember your spirit? By practice. By practice. When your soul talks to you about what you can't do, and your body, this leg, this knee, girl, you know you can't. We have to remember this. How do we get there? Spending time in meditation, silencing ourselves. Do you know, it took me forever. Thank you. I'm just about done. Thank you. It took me forever to understand yoga and meditation. And one thing that I learned from some very amazing people is that the breath is spirit. When we tap into meditation, when we go into yoga, when we breathe, you cannot breathe and not know your spirit. So practice. Practice becoming. Practice being. Knowing that is who you are. Okay? All right, we're going to take another break. No, we're taking a break? Oh, we're taking a break. I'm on time? Woohoo! I like being on time sometimes. Yeah. So one of the things, you got a ball. How many of you guys got a ball? Got a ball? I know my people in Zoom land, get some paper, get something that represents something, because we're getting ready to talk about, we're going to talk about this one thing. And in November, I am starting a free Zoom class. It's going to go 6 weeks on core beliefs. Core beliefs are vital, because if you don't know what they are, you keep tripping them up, and they keep tripping you up. If my main core belief is I'm going to be abandoned, guess what I'm going to do? Create situations to be abandoned over and over again. I'll tell you about one that I did later with my husband. So if you know what they are, when you see them, you can go, oh, okay, I understand. I'm feeling unloved today. I'm feeling unworthy. And there's a process of dealing with those core beliefs. So you got a ball. If you got a pen, we got markers around. This is what I want you to write. It doesn't really have a top or a bottom. You decide what is the bottom. And I want you to just, for one moment, sit with yourself and write what you believe your number one core belief are. Now, there are about 10 or 15. There are a lot of them. We'll go into them. But they're like a tree. One main one has all kind of other stuff that shows up with it. So if you just sit with yourself and listen to kind of what the story I told, figure out what you feel like your number one negative core belief. The good core beliefs, they just bless our life. How about that? But those 1 or 2 or 3 that are foundational, they're going to always trip you up. And guess what I did? I healed. And I tell people I'm about 95% healed. That's amazing. It was a practice. My husband and I learned how to do it. But when that 5% come out, somebody better run, because I act up. But I know, okay, I'm acting up. Let's see what I'm going to do about this. Okay, I'm going to go talk to Patricia. Patricia's my oracle. Raise your hand, Patricia. She know all my secrets. Yep, I got some. But I let my secrets out, too. I tell them. So I want you to hold it and write what you believe your number one core belief is on the bottom. If you need a marker, let me know, or a pen. We have some back there. I want you to hold on to it. Once you finish, we're getting ready to write something else on it. Then at the end, we're going to do something with it at the end of today. While you guys are writing, one of the things my husband had me to do, because I felt I was unlovable, that I wasn't beautiful, he used to have me do mirror exercises. I would go sit in the mirror, and he said, now tell yourself you love you. And I would look in the mirror and go, I don't love that fat girl. Because I was 100 more pounds than I am now. I was 375 pounds. And I started looking in the mirror. It took me about 60 days before I could even see a glimpse of her beauty. Now I want you to flip it over, whatever is the other side. And I want you to write what Spirit says about that. What's the opposite of that? For me, I'll be abandoned. That's my number one. I can never be abandoned. Ever. I know that now. So I want you to flip it over. Figure out what that other thing is. And those of you that join me on that 6-week journey, we're going to pull out about 3. I find 3 is a good number. A lot of stuff comes off of it. Because when we can change and surrender that core belief, we're not going to fight with it. We understand how it came, but we're going to surrender it. Today, I love my dad. Grateful that he was my dad. I see the gift that he was. Okay. So hold on to those. At the end, when I come back, after we have our other speakers, we're going to talk about that. Because that one thing that you're holding is probably what's standing between you and recreating the life you really want. Yeah. And how many of you know that if I could do it, you can too? Ain't no excuse, right? We can make some, but the work is ours. Because this is all about who? This is all about me. This is all about you. I'm not a victim anymore to what anything my dad did. I'm not a victim to that. I'm empowered. It didn't happen to me. It happened for me. Yeah. Where's Rayhan? Rayhan, you come close us out in just a moment. I feel like we just need a moment of meditation here. If you would come. Then we're going to take a 15-minute break. And if some of you want to talk with me about your ball, we'll do that. So I want you to take your ball. We're getting ready to do a visioning exercise. And we're going to close it down and do our giveaway. And I want you to hold that. One of the most powerful things in recreating is visioning and understanding you are a creatrix. If you don't know what the word means, look it up. You have the power to shift and change. Not one thing, everything. So as you hold that, on one side you have that core belief that has many times kept you from living your dream. And on the top you should have the thing that's going to hold you down, that you can now hold to and say, this is my truth. Yeah, I have this core belief. It happened to me. I don't ever say that I don't have an abandonment issue. I still got it. But when it comes up, I have a solution. I have a solution. Okay. So let's close our eyes for a moment. I want you to understand who you are. When we started talking about you are spirit, that is who you are. That is your power. That is your everything. Spend time in that place. Spend time in the quiet. Make you a priority. One of my habits is I wake up early and I don't let my feet touch the ground until I've spent some time loving on me, loving on the universe, being grateful. I don't pick up the phone. I spend the time. And I say to myself, you are amazing. You are brilliant. You've got this. And as you hold that, just see what it is that you want to work through. See how you want to lovingly move that core belief to the side and exchange with it. Give it the truth. And those of you that feel it and would like, repeat after me. I am powerful. I am a creator. I am creating and recreating the amazing life that I want. Not that my mama wanted, or my daddy wanted, or my partner wants, but what resonates with my soul. Because I am here to heal me, yes, and to let the world know they've got this too. Yes, 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 it's yes. All right, ladies, we did it.